Welcome to our weekly discussion of all things current in California politics. I'm Walt Gray, this week joined by reporter Emily Hoeven, political columnist with the San Francisco Chronicle. Emily, as we close out this year, focus is turning to presidential election next year. Obviously, Colorado made a move of late with possibly keeping former President Trump off the ballot. The Republicans may do something in Colorado about that, like maybe moving that to a caucus. Lieutenant Governor Eleni Kunalak is suggesting California do the same thing. What would the fallout be if that happens?
Yeah, so this is kind of unprecedented territory, and I think we would see a lot of fallout. So the lieutenant governor put forward a letter to the California Secretary of State saying that she should explore every legal option to see what she could do to get Trump off of the primary ballot in California. And we've already seen some pushback from Republicans in the state who are kind of calling it political maneuvering and not allowing voters to have their say, have their chance, undemocratic. And they've issued their own letters to Secretary of State. It's also interesting because there are some Democratic lawmakers in California that have said they want to put forward a bill to be considered next year that would kind of further crack down on that and lay out guidelines more explicitly for when a candidate, a presidential candidate can or cannot appear on the primary ballot.
That, in many ways, if this happens in Colorado with the former president not being on the ballot, and let's say it happens in California, would that not stir the Trump base into an absolute frenzy, saying, what are you afraid of? Let the people decide?
I think they would definitely see it as, kind of upholding their beliefs that there is, political maneuvering going on to kind of not rig the election, but kind of take a choice away that they think voters should be able to have their say. And it is going to, I think, further stir people's concerns that people are not being able to vote the way that they want to vote, and that there are some sort of like hijinks going on there.
Yeah.
And I think that either way, though, this is probably going to wind up before the U.S. Supreme Court.
Well, sure. This is not going to be decided in California or Colorado. This would go all the way to the nation's capital for the High Court to decide on that. Okay, Emily, Happy New Year to you. Glad to see you again as we end this year out. If you would like to send Emily an electronic mail, you can do so at emily.hoeven@sfchronicle.com.